YouTube family want to go on the Maverick in the space one more time. Still the best and most credible opinion. Still fair and fearless analysis. Daniel Thomas-Dodd, the Jamaican champion shot putter. Her rant has been making the rounds. Your emotional rant. Watching the rant, it almost brings tears to your eyes. But let's listen to the rant and then we micro-analyze it. Listen to the rant.
I mean, it's been a tough couple of weeks. You know, the qualification is something that is definitely within my reach. However, you know, it's been very frustrating to every time come to these major Olympic Games and, you know, not making the finals. And, you know, this time around it was definitely something that I felt like was easy for me to do. However, I didn't have my coach here. I've been in the village for 2.5 weeks. And I was denied the privilege of having a coach's pass for my coach to even be at the training facilities for 2.5 weeks. So you're talking about 365 days of training just gone down the drain because I didn't have my coach for 2.5 weeks while being here. So it is definitely very frustrating, you know, and it's I think it's something that I definitely have to sit and reflect on and moving forward as to, you know, what will be definitely best for me and my mental health, because I cannot do this anymore. It's very frustrating dealing with JOA and J3S because these people don't care about field events in Jamaica. And if they did, they would make sure that we have everything we need to make us comfortable, because my coach is not just a part of my training process. You know, he's a very crucial part of my warm-up and getting ready for preparations, and I didn't have him for 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. It's very frustrating because this is definitely something that I'm more than capable of obtaining. And I came short today. And that's the irony of it. The gold medal that they were sitting down waiting for did not come from the track. It came from the field events. And those are the events that they neglect so much in Jamaica. And most of the medals that we have gotten so far at these games comes from the field events. And we're the most marginalized groups within Jamaica track and field. And it's very frustrating, and it's time for them to stop and really reflect on what they're doing to us as athletes.
All right. It's not a laughing matter. As we say, it almost brings tears to my eyes. Obviously, that's an emotional athlete. She mentioned 365 days for the year, the amount of work she put in. And anybody who understands athletics specifically know the kind of work where athletes put in at them craft and how ungrateful this particular sport can be. So we understand that in the moment, she failed to qualify for the final of her event. So, and this means exit at the Olympics. I know the Olympics are 4 years' time. The next one. I know Daniel Thomas-Dodd now is a senior. I mean, she's a veteran athlete now. She's 31 years old. So more than likely, you're kind of unsure that you're going to be back for the next Olympics. So you know what Olympic dreams are all about. But having said all of that, we grant her the emotional space for vent. But me I think about what she said critically. And she basically wanted her coach, which happens to be her husband. I don't think she said that explicitly. But her coach is her husband. So for her main bone of contention is that the J3s never accredited her husband, who is her coach, to be in at the camp with her to pay her that kind of close attention there going into the final weeks of competition. She says she spent 2.5 weeks in the Olympic camp, a coach herself, basically. I mean, I think about it. And the face of it, it's easy. And the easiest thing for cuss out sporting authorities, you know. Easiest thing for just turn the blame upon the federation. But sometimes you have to apply critical thinking. I mean, I wonder to myself. Jamaica sent a team to the Paris Olympics of, I think it's somewhere between 50 and 60 athletes. I think it's 56. Somewhere there. I stand corrected, but in that era there. Now, if you follow the logics of Daniel Thomas-Dodd, what she say? She wanted her personal coach to be accredited and to be there with her. How practical is that, though? How practical for every single athlete get them personal coach? Because I am sure that every single athlete in that camp would have loved to have them personal coach. Being accredited and being a part of them day-to-day routine in terms of them preparation. But it's not practical for that happen. And I was told by a member who, well, are a member of the sporting hierarchy that they have limited accreditations available for personal coaches. So therefore, what the J3s have done is that them have specialized coaches for each area. So like the throws now, she's a thrower. They have a throws coach in the J3s camp as a member of the national coaching staff. So little issues, I suppose issues as it relates to throwing and all of that, you'd reference the throws coach. Obviously now, everybody have them individual coach. So it is the less than perfect situation for not have your individual coach. Well, I heard this in an interview now. The team manager of the Jamaica team in Paris says from his information, a member of the coaching staff in Paris ensured that Daniel Thomas-Dodd's husband, which is her coach, also got accredited to go inside the stadium. And you know when the people them doing the throws, right? They have this era after them do the throw, them go over there and them interact with them coach and chat and then them go back or throw again. Now, I don't know what happened if her coach was not in the stadium and what happened why he was not in the stadium. But if the J3S is holding by that statement when we hear the manager make, say the coach, which is Mr. Thomas-Dodd, he got accredited for going to the stadium. So he's obviously in Paris. And the next thing too, she said she sat in the village for what, 2 weeks? Coaching herself basically. Then if your competition will start with 2 weeks till 2 weeks into the Olympics, and you needed, based on what she's saying now in retrospect, she needed her coach. Because everybody needs different, She one of them athletes that we need our coach, especially like our coach is our husband. Because there's a question of the emotional support. She said, I think him do the massage thing for her and all of them things there. That little line there between the coach and the husband. She need that kind of support for her to perform at her optimum. I think the solution would have been, having noted that him don't get accredited for coming to the camp as a coach of the Jamaica team, then you make arrangement for stay outside of the camp for an extra week and pay some more personal attention to your particular craft, and then you come in at the camp a couple days before your event. Me don't know, me don't think me on the side of Daniel Thomas-Dodd with this thing. Me understand the emotionalism involved. Me understand the situation of an athlete just getting eliminated from the Olympics. Can't be easy for stomach. Especially if it's an athlete, as she say, repeatedly she say, she feel she had it in her to at least make the final day. And it's a quality shot putter. She had it in her to make the final day. But me can't come to the conclusion and say, every athlete have to get them personal coaching at the camp. It not going to happen. It's not practical. Now when you have a contingent of almost 60 athletes, you can't have 60 athletes. And let us say some of the coaches who are members of the national coaching staff, some of them athletes in the camp. So let us just, average it down to about, let us say we have 50 athletes who have coached by 50 different coaches in the Jamaica team. You can't have 50 coaches in the camp. We don't think that's practical. And why is that? Why is it that Daniel Thomas-Dodd could do more consultation and do more work and work out some of our solutions with the designated first coach in the Jamaican camp? We don't on our side with that. The emotional part I may understand. You get eliminated from the Olympics. It's hot. It hurt. And you can ball about that. But to me, it's a bit of a blame game. Plus, this is a veteran athlete who's been there and done that. Well, you can't say what's supposed to be, but you expect that a veteran athlete should have been at least able to put a throw together to qualify for the final without our coach being there every single step of the way. So the emotions and the crying and the tears I go appeal to a whole heap of people say, yes, a J3 fault, but the Maverick not go down the line. Now look on the issue as the issue is unfolding. And me think Daniel Thomas-Dodd in another moment there is being emotional. And if I might put it to you, unreasonable as well. The broad side, come on. Some of the issues that she raised, valid issues, Because the cost between the J3s and the JOA. We have to go shed some light on that and we have to get to the very root of that one day. But them something not going to stop the Jamaican sports. Because there's some egotistical people and we we take charge as sporting bodies, you know. And a lot of the times, especially when things now go right, ultimately you have to go look on the leadership, the administrative leadership of the sport. And right now with the Olympics are falling below par, are falling below expectations, automatically the J3s and the JOA are going to come under scrutiny. But in this particular issue, before the Maverick step away, me I say Daniel Thomas-Dodd is being understandably emotional, but me not think she's being as balanced and as rational. She's being a little bit self-serving. Step in. We say fear and fearless analysis. And on that note, we invite you to continue to subscribe, share the videos, and make a comment in the comment section. And watch the Maverick as him step. Maverick a step. Step in time. Step in, see the step in time. We can't stay no longer.